name is Charles Eze. I live in the UK. You see, when I was told to write a bit biography about myself, to me, I felt it was something actually made for a certain class of people, and that is why, and that's one thing that brought me to this sense of realization that it's not actually the way I thought. I'm saying it as a success story, and because I've overcome, I'm still soldiering on, but I've overcome some certain level, which you might be going through at this point in time. I feel my life will be a sort of motivation. I mean, if anybody says, praise to God to say, do for me what you've done for Charles, I won't say that's a bad prayer, because I literally went through what you wouldn't want to hear, or I mean, you wouldn't want yourself to witness physically. All right. But in all of that, I learned a lot of lessons. And in fact, I wish time would be taken back to them days that I have to start again. But I will do it differently. I'll do it differently in the sense that I'm not going to pray such prayer that I prayed, because I was one of them people who prayed that God should take their life. Instead of them suffering like this, they should actually die. And it was like, this is my earnest prayer. And that was what I said at that very night. So the case, the way you were able to study when your next determines the limitations of your mistakes. So going forward, it is still what has to happen to you. And having said this, to be honest, I've dreamed dreams. When I was going through my period of incarceration, I trading of bottles, like back where I grew, there's this, you go to the bins, you pick plastic, pick waste materials, go to the rural communities, make a sound of a noise with a bottle, and people call you to sell, maybe aluminium, scrap materials to you and bottles. I was beaten a couple of times. The people are accusing me of stealing their pots or whatnot. But these things, I didn't do it in earnest. Even the man I was trading for, he never believed me. And I had to struggle hard to replace that one, and then the lost one, which they took from me. Sometimes thieves, they accosted me and they also beat me up. And not because I didn't come from actually a poor background, to be honest. But you know what? I grew up to understand that this is what I was meant to go through. Now, what my question would be, why do you go? Why did you leave me at that tender age? Why didn't you come back? And at some point you saw me at the adult age, she still didn't show me that love. And that would be a question. When you saw me the other time, at my adult age, why did you still treat me that way? Dad, why did you not take me to school? And why did you think that I was not going to make it in school? It was not actually to come and say, oh, you this, you do, you that, you that. You know what I mean? And I don't advise you, whatever it is, if you wish to ask a question, do not ask with intent to fight or with intent to make troubles with it. If you have resolved to know, because you need to know, I need to know maybe they were going through a whole lot of difficult situations, but they don't want to let you know, maybe because African background, parents are too, they are disciplinarians or something, but they don't want to put you through to all of that. I've never seen anybody who says polygamy had done him or her well. So please adhere not to practice polygamy. Okay, it's disastrous. So going forward, it came to a point where there was an open door. I literally begged from like Indomie, no, keep eating noodles, not even have money. I was the best friend of my landlord because I that's no money. You know what I mean? And somehow, I've dreamt a couple of times. So when you're going through your narrow path to success, what type of dream do you dream? So you try to look at, evaluate, and then while you're doing this, keep on praying. And while you're praying, make sure you don't soil your hands. Do not kill. Do not steal. All these things helps to quicken the fortune to come your way. And another thing is, do not dwell one place for a very long time. Like that time I was in Lagos, out of Lagos to Cote d'Ivoire. It wasn't working. Came back 2005. Was in Lagos. It's still very hard. I had to leave again to the Gambia. From there, things became okay. And here I am in the UK today. I didn't kill, didn't steal. Because, the knowledge of good and evil, everybody have. As long as you became liable for yourself, you will become like conscious of your environment, conscious of what you do, can choose what you want, then you have the knowledge of good and evil. So you try as much as you can to stay out of trouble. That will help you. So in conclusion, my brothers and sisters, here I am today. And if I can fluently talk to you with English, I tell you, it's only believe, be steadfast, do not relent. Sometimes you can cry. Yeah, it's good to cry. I've cried. I cried a couple of times. Sometimes I start singing songs that when you're a corner, if you understand my language, you think I have no parents. And that Igwa, that music, I'll sing it a bit. Papa letandi ne noa, Papa later. Jehovah letandi ne noa, Daddy later. So I sing this, and sometimes when I'm singing it, I'm dropping tears because I actually have parents, but it looks like I didn't. You know what I mean? So I was more or less like an orphan. But I know that orphans have places where, people who like call foster parents or whatnot. But I didn't have. But today, yeah. Because I was literally, in fear all the time. Fear of the unknown, fear if I was going to ever be put to jail or whatnot, even for something I didn't do. It got to a time when the villages, they thought maybe people's fruit were missing. They had to take a couple of us, including me, to a certain place in the village and had to whip us like hell. I would say I was a victim of such circumstance not because I was involved in that attitude, but because they knew. They see him roaming up and down, he could. But I wasn't. We are the few people they took to treat like that wasn't the only young guys kids within the village at that time. But you know what I mean. You can actually. It was like stereotyping you, neglecting you. But what did he do? it helps to strengthen me. It gave me a little bit of patience. It gave me a much more kind of inhibitor. So I was not quick to action. I was slow, but I was determined. So without taking much of your time, I didn't know, I thought it was going to be like 10 minutes thing, but you know what I mean? Can you imagine that type of, I didn't learn what I'm telling you because of this part of the world, but my circumstance, my situations prepared me. So if you know me, go on my page. Actually, if you know me, I don't think I'm allowed to mention my page here, but it's all right. You see, my messages, it's all about the nature, it's all about the humanity, it's all about don't kill, don't spill blood, don't cut nobody, don't treat nobody bad. People, if I see people going through hunger, I feel so much for them. Because I know there was a time I literally fed on cashew, mango, whatnot, slept out outside, So pray and be diligent, be honest, and stay focused. I'm so glad to feature on this platform. I thank the proprietor of Time Out with Sunshine. It's an amazing platform, doing marvelously. At least for me to be able to feature on this platform to give you these words of motivation. It is a good news to humanity. So the platform is doing well. This is the type of message that the universe need to be hearing, that will motivate a lot of people, help them to push through.